Welcome to Fantasy Baseball, Baseball, Baseball. And we are talking Field of Dreams head to head 14 team league. I'm Dan O'Day. That's Steve Romano. Hey, Steve.
How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing good because we are talking baseball and we are talking my favorite Yahoo head to head league, one of the few with its own podcast. And we're going to go over what happened last week.
What happened last week?
Well, last week was week 7, Steve. And
Yep,
there were some matchups. Now, I would like to first go over what I consider the matchup of the week, but it wasn't on the app. Was Stony Sliders against the Big Time Taters? My team against your team.
yeah, we were both struggling, and I was bad right out of the gate. Like it was like you were up 9-0 after the end of Monday and Tuesday, and I got it to like 8-1 after Wednesday, 7-2, and then it got to 7-3, and I started looking to see what else I could catch you in, but I was like, that's just not going to happen. So by Friday, I kind of thought as long I just wanted to hold it at losing 7-3 because I knew I couldn't gain ground.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a big win, and I was talking last week how I needed a big win, and this is my only big win this year so far. The 5-4 was my biggest win up to this date, so I needed a big win. I got one off you. Both our teams are struggling. But it was good. It was good to be you. You know, the numbers were what they were. There was nothing really that's close. I always find it
Yeah,
interesting. Like you had 9 homers and I had 5 homers, but I had 34 ribbies and you had 21.
yeah.
I always find that interesting. You always think home runs probably usually means more ribbies, but it doesn't always work
Hmm.
that way.
What was the batting average then? Did you slaughter me in
I
the
had a
batting average? I
259
imagine.
average and you had a 234. So it wasn't that great of a difference, but
Oh,
I got a
no.
decisive win. And I took you. You got 2 wins on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah.
I got
I mean,
one win to be able to take the category to 4-3 in wins. I had every pitching category except Ks because you had 60 innings and had 62 Ks, and I had 52 innings and 43 Ks. So that was a fun matchup. Always good to go against you. Even better when I win.
yay, you.
I know it's tough, and it's tough when your team's struggling, isn't it?
Yeah, well, definitely not as fun. I mean, maybe funner for me than many because I just love fantasy baseball. But yeah, being at the bottom is stinky poo.
It is stinky poo. Then we had the number one team played a team below it and lost 7-3. Juiced up the summer lost 3-7 to Baltimore Chop.
Wow. And Juiced Up for Summer's just been rolling. I'm pretty sure that was their first lost week of the season,
It
right?
it may have been looking at the categories. Just first of all, in 187 at bats, his team batted 176.
Hmm. It was his
Yeah,
second loss,
yeah.
but he's had so many big wins.
He had so many big wins. That's it. He's been the big winner, and I think as a commish maybe didn't have any losses. And it looks to me he was swept in offensively. He was able to get 2 saves to 1 and 87 Ks. I mean, juiced up summer. No, he won one. Just wins, ERA, and WHIP. Juiced up for summer. One wins 4-3, ERA 3.11 to 4.60, and WHIP 1.27 to 1.31. And Baltimore Chop with a big win. They needed that over the first place team.
Yep, they
Then
sure did.
the matchup of the week in the Yahoo app, they have puts it in a box and says matchup of the week, and it was the SoCal Stat Stuffers against the Humboldt's Crabs. SoCal Stat Stuffers beat Commish 6-4.
6-4. SoCal stat stuffers. Kind of. They're also scuffling.
They are scuffling 204 at bats to 195 at bats for even offense, but SoCal Stat Stuffers took 4 of the 5 offensive categories. Nothing really close. Runs 33 to 29. 270 average to 267. That's that close. And then Humboldt Crabs got stolen bases 7-6. The one
Hmm.
offensive category he took. And then he won in saves, 3-0, Ks 61-46, and ERA 3.59 to 3.88. Those are the four category Humboldt Crabs won. And always interesting. SoCal Stat Stuffers 48 innings with 6 wins, and Humboldt Crabs with 62 innings but only 4 wins. Once again, usually more innings you would think may translate to more wins, but not so.
Yeah, that was the commission's first loss of the season.
Wow.
They had they won 6-4, 5-4, 6-3, 6-4, 6-1, and then they just lost 4-6.
Wow. So that was big. Nice victory by SoCal Stat Stuffers. The next game is on the docket to review is Bellingham Bells won 7-3 over Raptor. That was
Mm-hmm.
couple close categories. Bellingham Bells swept the pitching category. 68 innings to 66 innings, 68.1, 66.1. But swept 4 wins to 2, 1 save to 0, 65 Ks to 60, very close. Then good ERA, a 3.42 and a 101 whip. But Raptors team blew up 6.11 ERA, 1.43 whip. But Raptor took runs and home runs, had 9 home runs like you did, 4 stolen bases. So 7-3 win by the Bellingham Bells. Much needed. Still
Yep.
ahead of me.
Yeah, they just had back-to-back 7-3 win weeks. So
Wow.
really that helped them out quite a bit because they won their opening week, but then they lost 4-5, lost 4-6, lost 3-6, lost 1-7. They had a big loss. So these two bounce back 7-3 wins, two in a row, really helps.
Yeah, that does help. And I was very happy with my 73 win, my first of the year. So absolutely, Bellingham Bells enjoying it. The next one is a big win by Mr. Alstom's Momos. 8-1 over Lumber Company. Um, the one category squeaked out by Lumber Company was Ks, 58 Ks to 51, had 58 innings to 48 innings, so did have more innings. That worked out for Lumber Company, but that is the only category Lumber took against Mr. Awesome's Momos, who just swept 14 home runs in the week, 35 RBIs in the week, 32 runs
Four,
for the week.
wow,
That's
14 home runs?
I'm looking at it right now. 4 stolen bases, only batted 247, but with numbers like that, swept
Wow.
the offensive categories 4-4 in wins. So that was a tie they had. 3-1 in saves. Like I said, K's went to Lumber. And then close ERA and whip, actually. ERA is 3.75 for Momos, 3.99 for Lumber. And Mr. Awesome's Momos won the whip category, 1.25 to 1.26. So Lumber, a couple categories, 4-4 wins just off on whip. That's going to be, a 6-3 or a 6-4
Yeah.
or a 7-3, depending. I'm just saying, just a few categories here and there, it changes the whole complexity of the score. And you thought that was a big win. Our next matchup was the biggest. I think we had a 10-0 matchup last week. I'm not sure. Maybe you can look,
I,
but
I did. I think you're right. Hold on. Yeah,
yeah.
we
So
did.
Atlanta Braves won 10 over IP Tigers. Who did it last week?
Juiced up for summer. Did it
Oh,
over Mighty Lollygaggers.
so two totally different teams. 10-0 Braves swept the Tigers. Close categories: Ribbies 23-18, um, saves 6-5, wins 6-4. Everything else pretty decisive: 240 to 211 on average, 23-18 in Ribbies. Big win bar the Atlanta Braves, and that's what you need. Those are the wins that move you up the standings. 10-0.
Yeah, I mean now they're in second place. I mean, and they're 15 above.
Yeah,
And think of it. Last week they were 5 above,
right,
and now they're 15 above. That's so huge. That's a huge jump. I mean, it really probably only moved them up 1 or 2 spots in the standings,
right.
but it put a bigger gap between the teams behind them.
It did. IP Tigers, like yourself and Lumber Company, struggling at times. And then another struggling team, Muddy Lollygaggers, lost 7-3 to Creek Expos.
And Creek Expos is hanging outside that elite level, but definitely like has been in the playoff mix all season.
Took four of the five pitching categories, 5-0 in saves, 33-28 in Ks. Mighty Lollygaggers had a 2.25 ERA, but Creek Expos had a 1.69. And Mighty
Oof.
Lollygaggers had a 0.97 whip, but Creek Expos had a 0.91 whip. So really good pitching by both, getting low innings, 36 innings to 32. I think 24 is the minimum, right?
Yeah, or
20,
25.2 or
something
something like
like
that.
that. And but pretty decisive victory, 7-3 Lollygaggers. And that changes. There was definitely some movement in the standings. Two stuff for summer still in first place. Atlanta Braves now in second. Mr. Austin's Momos in third. Braves is three back. Momos is 3.5 back. Humboldt Crabs 3.5 games back also. So very tight top four.
Yeah, definitely.
But some
And
of
those
this,
teams, yeah,
yeah,
you
they've
look
been
at their
there.
rosters too. Their rosters are good. Plus, these guys were all good last year.
Yeah.
So at that point, you just figure they know what they're doing.
Yeah, you do. They do know what they're doing. Then right behind them to round up the top six, which is playoff, Creek Expos is fifth, 6.5 back behind first place. And SoCal Stat Stuffers with a big win, right?
Yeah,
7.5 now back in sixth place.
7.5 back, and they were the ones who ended.
Humboldt Crabs has a big 6-4 win over
Yeah,
Crabs.
yeah, yeah, ended Crabs' season-long win streak.
Baltimore Chop in eighth. No, Raptor in seventh place. Sorry. 9 games back. Baltimore Chop 11. Then Bellingham Bells 12 back. Stony Sliders 13 games back. So far, I can't even see up ahead. But behind me, sadly, is the Lumber Company is 17 games back. Big Time Taters, that's you, 18 back. IP Tigers 18.5 back. And Muddy Lollygaggers 24.5 games back. So we definitely have a big split on the top teams and one, two, three, four. At least the bottom four teams. I mean, you could go the bottom six teams are really all struggling.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but Bellingham Bell's at 9, 3 games under 500. That's a 6-3 win, and now you're at 500.
Right, and I'm 5 games below, and I feel pretty good there. My first big win,
I mean,
7-3. So, but Lumber Company 13 games below. You're
yeah,
15 games
exactly.
below
50.
500.
Woo. So, in that context, as it looks, yeah, you get your top four and your bottom four,
Yeah.
right? And then you got 5 through 10 where anything can still happen. Definitely
Well,
6 through 10.
absolutely. It's been a crazy season. I'm still trying to get things going. But it is still enough time that I think almost everybody could still make a march for sure towards the playoffs
Oh,
because
yeah.
yeah, we're just about 25% through the season.
And it's not just about you playing well, it's about the teams in front of you playing poorly.
Right. And
Right? You kind of need that to coincide at some point.
absolutely. And injuries happen all the time and we're getting injuries all the time. You want to go over some of the pickups and drops the past week?
Yeah, there was a few good ones.
There was a few good ones. Which date would you like to go back to start the process?
Well, I guess the fifth, fourth,
Okay, the
fourth or
5th,
fifth.
Tuesday the 5th.
Sure.
Sure, we'll go Tuesday the 5th. Um, which ones stick out to you? We're starting at M. Kelly was dropped. Senga was dropped, of course, sadly. He had such a good first
Yeah.
half last year. Abbott was picked up. That was a good. Didn't he just have a great start?
Um, yeah, he's really been spotty, but yeah, I mean, he's got a track record of being an above average, totally fine pitcher. The type of guy that would get used every week in this type of league. So,
Yeah, and
but
Abbott was picked up by Baltimore Chop. I think we'll see if he dropped him, but hopefully he got that good win. I think it was over the weekend. McGill, not a bad pickup by Baltimore Chop because I could see him if he starts pitching well, getting saves again.
Yeah, sure. The bet down on saves.
Absolutely, it's a bet down on saves. Cavalli picked up. Eldridge dropped.
Hmm.
Braves picked up A. Garcia,
Yeah.
Adolis Garcia from the Phillies, I believe, and dropped Maul. Maul's a pitcher
I
who will
really
be picked
thought
up and dropped a lot. I thought he'd have a bigger season. He's not starting very good.
I thought Adolis Garcia would be good. I mean, not like good, good, but I thought he could have a Randy Arozarena type season going to that stadium and that lineup. But really, that whole team has been struggling. I don't know what's going on over
They're
there.
starting to wake up. Thankfully, I'm a Phillies fan. Um, they have been 7-3 in their last 10, I believe. They've kind of separated themselves a little from the Mets, who are really stinky poo poo. I would, listen. The Phillies were definitely holding out hope for Garcia because people forget. Just a few years back, he had a really great season. 108 runs, 39 homers, 107 ribbies. He batted 245, which is very doable. That was in 2023.
Yeah. And I'm not even asking him to replicate that. I'm just
Exactly. I
thinking,
don't even need that from him. Just
eh,
something that's in the right direction. So not a bad pickup. We'll see if he makes it through the week. Going through, do you see anybody else after Garcia?
oh no, picking up Baseo, the catcher from Baltimore,
SoCal
see
Stat
what's going
Stuffman?
on there
Yep.
in a one catcher league. Martin Perez, Bradish, I did that. I finally made do on that. I forgot. I said I was going to drop him, and then I forgot.
You
So I was like,
finally
"Oh,
did. You
dang, I
said last week on the
forgot."
podcast you were going to. You picked up Perez, who's been pitching
Yeah,
well for the Rangers, I believe. Bradish was dropped.
yeah.
He did have a good start this weekend, and as I
Well,
speculated,
not
yeah,
really.
3 runs, 5, 6 innings, 10 Ks. Um, but like I speculated, he'll be a player that's going to pitch good enough that people are going to be picking up and dropping him.
It's a weird thing, right? When you think about it, and I know we all know, but um, like, yeah, you're like, yeah, 3 runs in 5 innings. That is totally fine, right? That is totally fine. But then you're like, 3 times 9 is 27 divided by 5. Now you're at like 5.4 ERA for the day. That's not going to get it done in fantasy.
No, that's why that 3-6 is so much better. Because
Yes.
3-6 isn't even that great, right? That's 4.50,
Yeah, 4.5. Yep.
but you can live with that.
Sure, you can live with
You
that.
can
And
live
head to
with
head,
it,
you can definitely live with that.
right? Exactly. But that 3 and 5 is totally different. Let's going on. I picked up E Duran and dropped Anatachi. E Duran's I like a guy like this. First of all, he's playing for the Rangers and he's playing well, way above his however he's ever played before. But also he plays first, second, third, shortstop, and outfield.
Yep.
I mean, in a head-to-head
Yeah.
league, even in a roto league, that's a great guy to have.
He's he was a high prospect when he was in the minors. He
Yeah,
was highly thought of.
yeah,
And
he's play.
before that too, Awesome Momo picked up Tony Santillan, that
Yes,
relief pitcher from the Reds. There's another bet
there's
on
another
future saves.
hedging bet of who's going to get saves in Cincinnati. Absolutely, not a bad
Then
pickup at all.
Dalen Lyle, Helio Ramos thing. I mean, I'm iffy on both those guys, but I like both those
Right.
guys.
They both
Either
can
of them,
produce for a week or two at a time.
it seems to be like, yeah, a week out of every four.
Yeah,
You know, you just got to get that week.
you do. You do. Blade was picked up by you. Oh, I want to go
Like, an,
before that. Detmers was picked up by Krabs and E. Perez was dropped. I think that's the big E. Perez from the Marlins. High ceiling pitcher, but not
yep.
pitching
He,
great. He actually made a comment on the league board about that. He said, Good luck with E. Perez, Raptor. He was killing my ERA and whip. Maybe he can turn things around. So it was definitely, it sounds like one of those tough drops, you know?
Very, I would say, similar to a Kyle Bradish type of drop, where you're
Right.
just like, I just can't take this anymore, and I have to do it.
He
It's kind
dropped,
of like the only way you can stop yourself from starting him, right? Because if he's on your team, you're just not going to leave someone on your bench and carry it on your bench and not use them.
yeah, it's really hard. That's why I have Lazardo in one league, and it's really hard because he keeps blowing up, and I'm like, I don't want to start him, but then he pitches great, and you're like, I don't want to miss it. Um,
Yep.
Canning was picked up, and Jake Berger was dropped. Junk was pitched
Hmm.
up by you. That was Raptors who picked up Canning. McGill was dropped by Chop, so there's a
Yep.
possible closer guy out there. Montero, the pitcher was picked. Vientos was dropped. Vice juiced up for summer. You see anything else sticking out? Anatachi and
Ryan
Tanachi.
Nelson's a Ryan Nelson's an intriguing starter
Oh
that you could just
yes,
be using for one start,
by
or
Raptor.
who knows? Yeah, I mean, he should be kind of a little bit better than he is, but he's that's worth a start.
He's got a high ceiling. He's got some Humboldt
Yep.
crabs. Picked up Anatachi for $4 and dropped Dalton Rushing. So
Hmm.
Anatachi I hadn't dropped. Another great player, second, third outfield. So once again, I love that for a head-to-head league, especially. Listen, Anatachi is not running yet. This is surprising people. He had 50 stolen bases in the minor leagues last year. But he is batting about 270 something. He is like leading off for the White Sox. They're going to play him. And he's like a blue chip prospect. This may not be the greatest year, his rookie year, but it could be a really good year. So that might be a good pickup, but also a guy when you're looking for room, you might drop. But that was a good pickup by Krabs after I dropped him. I picked up Geloff and dropped Bennett.
Yeah, I saw that, and I definitely I think I just put him in my scouting, scout team the day before. I think I did the day before.
Oh, good. I'm
And
glad I got him
so
the day
yeah,
before.
yeah. So
uh,
when you grabbed him, I was like, oh fuck, that's right.
well,
I
you know,
wanted to spend
listen,
some time to investigate
he
grabbing him and who
had
would I drop it.
he had a great 2023, a good 24 besides average. Some other counting stats are pretty good. A horrible 25 injury and production wise. He's got a high upside, and he added outfield and third base to his positions. He was always just second
Yeah,
base. So it's just like another guy. Once again, I keep saying it. I love guys like that, and I believe in Gallup. I do. I believe in him. Westberg was dropped by Momos. Rocio was dropped by SoCal Stuffers. A couple infielders dropped there. Anything else jump out at you? Steer was
no,
picked
I
up by
had
Humboldt
seen.
Crabs, and Nemo was dropped.
Yeah, and Eduardo Rodriguez from Raptor. I had thought about picking him up a few different times, so I can see someone giving him a run as through their
Yep,
rotation when they're doing getting their innings in.
sure. And he dropped Walker, if I believe that's the San Francisco pitcher. Um, and then Nelson was dropped by Raptor, our Nelson.
Mm, for Cade Cavelli. Okay.
Cavelli. And then
Uh-huh.
E
Yeah.
Perez was picked up. This is like I said, the commish wished him luck. He dropped Cavalli. I mean, obviously, look, he's looking for a pitcher, right? He
Right.
picked up E. Rodriguez. He had picked up Nelson and he dropped him. He's either streaming or just, we all could use pitching and head to head always. He picked up Cavalli. He dropped Cavalli. He picked up E. Perez. Maybe hold on to E. Perez because, once again, such high upside and big hopes for him by a lot of experts coming into the season. And then after that pickup, which was a good pickup, on the same day, we had three big pickups in a row. I picked up
Three big
our
pickups
over
where
$20
all
pickups.
three of them,
Yeah.
yeah, people were actually bidding money to secure the player they wanted.
Right. This is a zero league pickup bid. You can bid $0
Yeah.
to pick up people. We don't have to bid. But I could always use pitching, as I just said. We all could. Snelling for $37. And I discussed in the podcast before, I feel the money in a no bid league, no, zero bid league, is is there to use. And you want to spend 50 to 75 bucks on somebody, just go ahead, because more than likely you don't really need to use your money. It's nice to have some to pick up somebody from 3 to 6 or 10 when you need to beat somebody. But I just blew 37 on Snelling, as we all heard the past week or so. High upside, people saying good things about him. Obviously, I'm rolling the dice.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, the word is basically he would be the number one guy to grab at the moment. Spending 37% of your fob in a $0 pickup league, totally fine,
Yep,
100%.
absolutely, absolutely. Now, if it was at least $1 per player, that would be outrageous bid for Snelling. The next up was
Yeah,
Muddy
oh yeah,
Lollygaggers picked up Dalton Rushing for $21, dropping Ramirez, who was sent down to the minors, I believe, wasn't he? Yeah.
yep, he was. He was optioned. Yeah, I mean,
$21.
me and you, 21 bucks. Now, me and you were talking before we got started this, and you're pointing out, hey, the guy doesn't play often enough, to be your only catcher in a single
Right. I
catcher
looked
league,
at Lollygaggers, and he is the only catcher on the roster.
right? Right. But I also said it's theoretical, it's possible that this guy playing 3 times a week could generate the stats of most catchers do in 5 or 6 games a week.
Steve, I'm not going to go look at. I don't have the analytics in front of me right now, but I would say he's already done that in some weeks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he's already
Yep.
beaten probably quite a few catchers in stats for a week. So even with
Yep.
only 3 to 4 games played, absolutely. So that was a $21 bid. So it's a good pickup for Lollygaggers. I'm a big Dalton Rushing fan. Just playing time's the concern. And then big time taters, that's you picked up Waldschmidt for $20.
Yeah. I saw a blurb on my phone. I followed the link.
You saw a
I was going
blurb,
through some things,
a
a
blurb.
blurb, and this blurb, 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 blurb. But yeah, so I'm just reading about some things. Then I checked out his fan graphs page, and I was like, oh, all right, let me go put a claim in. And I
Sure.
rarely put money in, right? Because like you don't really have to.
Nope.
Um, but same thing. I'm like, I've got it. I want him. I
Yep.
kind of need him. I got a crappy outfield, and I'm one of the worst teams in the league. So let's put a $20 bid and see what happens.
Absolutely. And I like him because he's got Schmidt in his name. I'm a Philly fan. And you drop Schneeman. So of the three big money pickups, only one had another bid. Snelling, Humboldt Crabs bid $8 on him. So I could have saved myself $20 or so. Um, but that's okay. I wanted him, I got him. So those were three all done on the same night, by the way. So that was pretty big.
Yeah, that's a big night.
Yeah, it is a big night. And then after that, I see today Lambert picked up by SoCal Stats Stuffers. Ramos, who you brought up,
Was
picked up, and A.
and then
Garcia dropped by the Atlanta Braves.
didn't they just flip those same two guys? They did, right? And
It
now they
was
flipped them
Ramos and
back.
somebody else. It may have been Ramos and Garcia. I think it was Ramos and Lyle. But speaking of, there he is right there. Lyle was dropped.
Oh, you're right. It was Ramos and
Lyle
Lyle.
was dropped, and Raleigh was picked up by Atlanta Braves. Those
Nice.
multi-position players are very interesting. They're very interesting. So a great week in Field of Dreams. Some movement still going on. There's definitely some hope. I would say the bottom four teams all need good weeks. I mean, I do too, of course, because I'm right ahead of you guys. Same with Bellingham Bells and Chop. But the bottom four, I mean, are 4 games behind me and more. So Lumber Company, Big Time Taters, IP Tigers, and Mighty Lollygaggers could all use a good week.
Yep, and big weeks.
Yeah.
Blessed be the big weeks to
Blessed
you
be
bottom
the big
four.
week. Everybody, bring it on. I'm Dan
We
O'Day.
said
That's
this.
Steve Romano. Steve, good luck this week. Who are you playing against?
Oh, this week I'm playing let's see. We just played you IP Tigers.
IP
So it's
Tigers.
the
Oh, so
yeah.
that's
Oh
13
yeah.
against 12.
12 marquee matchup. They call that.
Well, it could because that's the kind of matchup could help propel one of you if you had a big week, like an 8-1 week or something.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I'm going against Mr. Awesome Momos, which is a very difficult matchup. He's in third. I'm down here in 10th. So that's the head to head league. Field of Dreams. I'm down today. That's Steve Romano. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Cheers.
Have a good one.